AOC and AIPAC. Now, I just want to show you something to start with this first. I don't know if you know if this happened, but apparently the House passed a $1.2 trillion spending bill, sending it to the Senate hours before shutdown. That was earlier today. So Justice Democrats shared this. It said a vote for this was a pro-famine vote. Every Democrat that cares about Palestinian lives should have voted against a budget bill that bans UNRWA funding, through 2025 while giving $3.8 billion to the Israeli military. 185 Dems voted to give Netanyahu a green light for genocide. And you can see this vote here. Let me just pause it so you can see the numbers. 185 Dems voted yes, 22 voted nay, 6 under NV. And then you have 101 Republicans voted yes, 112 Republicans voted nay. So the question that I think people need to ask, why is it that more Democrats approved of sending Netanyahu funding than Republicans? I hope people are looking at these numbers and calling this out, because Justice Democrats in this tweet, they said 185 Democrats approved of it. What they didn't mention is that that number was higher than the number of Republicans that approved of it. So that brings me into the AIPAC situation, right? There is this initiative right now called Reject AIPAC. Justice Democrats or former Justice Democrats like AOC, they've actually been talking about this. Now, AOC just released a video about this PAC, and I want to show you what she just did, because they're not being 100% honest about AIPAC, about the recipients, and people need to hear this because this is the type of game that they play. So Justice Democrats shared AOC has long been raising the alarm about AIPAC's threat to our democracy, and she's joining voters across the country to call on Democrats to reject AIPAC once and for all. So I want you to listen to what she says, because it's very telling. Again, of course, I agree, AIPAC has got to go, but it's important how you relay that message to people. And I think AOC, there's something that she says here, and Ilhan Omar has done it, and so has Jamal Bowman, and it's really disingenuous. Listen to this.
No, I don't accept AIPAC money. In fact, I have joined an effort called Reject AIPAC, which is a fundraising effort by the organization Justice Democrats, as well as several others, to try to take on the influence of AIPAC this election cycle. Not only does AIPAC threaten me? AIPAC threatens anybody who believes in human rights for Palestinians. So have they threatened me? Of course they have. They've threatened me. They've threatened Rashida Tlaib. They threaten everybody. They've threatened Jamal Bowman. They've threatened all of us. It's very public and very well known that AIPAC has committed $100 million to try to defeat all of us and ensure that we do not win re-election, which, by the way, AIPAC has endorsed and supports over 100 insurrectionist members of Congress. That is Republicans that tried to overturn the election on January.
Let me pause here for a second. This is the disingenuous part. Because what AOC and Ilhan Omar and Jamal Bowman have been doing in reference to this Reject AIPAC initiative, they are giving their supporters the impression that AIPAC has only endorsed and only supported Republican politicians or Republican candidates, and that is 100% false. I'll get into more about that in just a second. She brings up January 6th, right? You see what she's doing? Trying to fearmonger the people.
January 6th, AIPAC supports their reelection too. And I think that, to me, tells the whole story, that this is an organization that does not support American democracy, and in our commitment to take on authoritarianism here and abroad and fascism here at home and globally, we have to make sure that we are confronting the scourge of these organizations that try to overturn the will of the people by putting in big money into elections, and also try to organize against the constituencies that actually elect people who stand up for human rights and democracy globally.
Okay, so does that include people that are members of your own party, AOC? And I asked this question because, let me go to my page here because I want to show you guys something. This post went, I guess this post went viral when I retweeted this or whatever. This is a retweet or a solo tweet. I forget. I think it was a retweet. Let me find it. Oh, it is a retweet. Okay, let me bring this up here. Make this easier. I actually shared that video, and I'm so sorry. I should have had this up already. Maybe it was under replies. Because it's so different. It used to say retweet, and now, okay. Because I shared this one not too long ago, actually, the AOC one. I'm going to start bookmarking these. You can actually bookmark tweets on Twitter now. There it is. Okay. All right. So I want you guys to think about this, right? Hakeem Jeffries had a trip to Israel funded by AIPAC. Richie Torres is funded by AIPAC. Biden has taken over $4 million from the lobby throughout his career, and yet AOC is pretending like AIPAC only funds Republicans. This is a game, and shout out to Rob Durden because he included this here. AOC neglects to tell you that Democrats get 64% of AIPAC donations. He is correct, and here's that figure here. This is from Open Secrets, so you can see the Democratic Party gets 63.70% from AIPAC. Republicans get 35.56% from AIPAC. So this is what AOC is leaving out. This is what Ilhan Omar are leaving out. This is very important for people to understand, because if you're going to call out Republicans for taking AIPAC money, but you're not willing to call out the Democrats that are doing the same damn thing, and that is a problem. That is a big problem. And we're going to start off with your homie and your buddy and your pal, Adriano Espaillat. This is the gentleman that AOC actually co-hosted that military recruitment event at the Bronx High School that I talked about before a couple of months ago. Remember, there was that military recruitment event, and she said military recruiters shouldn't be allowed in high schools when she was running for office, but there she was co-hosting this event. Okay, she co-hosted that event with this guy, Adriano Espaillat. He is also a representative from New York. So, Democrat, let's look at his funding. Adriano has taken over $24,750 from AIPAC. So that's her buddy that she co-hosted that military recruitment event for. No wonder he wanted to do that event. So, do you see the problem? Okay, that's just one. That's just one. She won't call them out, though. She's talking about the people from January 6th, but she won't call out these people. Let's go to Jamal Bowman. This is something they don't want you to know about. Now, Jamal Bowman didn't take money from the Israeli lobby for 2024, but he did for 2022. And a lot of people don't talk about this. Open Secrets, Jamal Bowman, right? This is probably the second time I've shown this on the show. Jamal Bowman, which I believe, if I can check it again, I think he's parted ways with them. But in 2022, he took money from J Street. $23,704. He not only took money from individuals that worked at J Street, he also took PAC money from J Street. Make this bigger for people to see. You see that? So again, it's not just AIPAC. There are other pro-Israel groups that donate to these politicians. And even when it comes to the individuals, why are you taking money from individuals that work at J Street? You know they work there. So this is the thing, people. So that was 2022. That was Jamal Bowman. 2022 cycle up here. So you see, people don't talk about this stuff. Her buddy, Hakeem Jeffries, okay? This is the minority speaker of the House, minority leader of the House. 2024, Hakeem Jeffries. Let's see how much money he's taken. Hakeem Jeffries has taken over $323,000 from AIPAC. $323,000. He doesn't hide this, though. Hakeem Jeffries has been very vocal and said he considers Israel to be the sixth borough of New York. He's spoken at events in support of Israel. He doesn't hide it. So she can't pretend like she did not know. But this is the person that AOC and Jamal Bowman and Ilhan Omar all decided to get behind and vote for minority speaker. So how are you fighting back against the Israeli lobby if you're voting for and supporting the same damn people that are taking money from them? Make it make sense. Well, the Democrat Party leadership said this is the way that we should go. Oh, because you can't think for yourself. So this is not serious. The only reason they're doing a Reject AIPAC is because AIPAC is putting up money against them. That's why. If AIPAC wasn't putting up millions of dollars against them this time around, they wouldn't have this initiative going. It's because they are personally affected. AOC and members of the squad, they are directly affected by this, and they could lose their seats. And they out here again asking people for money. Donate money to this Reject AIPAC so that we can keep our seats. Fuck your seats. Because you abandon your constituents, you abandon people in the community. None of y'all motherfuckers showed up for the Medicare for All rallies that were planned across this country, except for Cori Bush. And she showed up and complained and said she didn't like the fact that we were doing it. Stay home next time, Cori. Stay home. But you out here asking for more money. They should be embarrassed. They should be ashamed of themselves. How dare you ask for more money when you ain't done nothing? I'm pissed. I said ain't. But you can't say anything about Hakeem Jeffries taking all this damn money. Then you got your friend Richie Torres. Richie Torres. He takes some of the most. Over $141,000 from AIPAC. Richie Torres. Not doing anything for people in the damn Bronx. That's why Jose Vega is running against his ass. And then, of course, you can't call out Joe Biden. You look over the history, pro-Israel recipients, and you just go down through the damn names. You don't have to go far because Joe Biden is number one. Over his career, going back to 1990, he has taken over $5 million from the Israeli lobby. And you have to understand, when I showed this on this channel just a couple of weeks ago, it was a little over 4 million. It now is higher, and it's over $5.7 million, which means Joe Biden is still taking money from the damn Israeli lobby, okay? So miss me with the speeches, miss me with the hot mic moment of me and BB are going to have a coming to Jesus moment, miss me with the we need to get the humanitarian aid in, miss me with the we need to have a temporary pause, get the hostages out, miss me with the bullshit, okay? And the thing is, AOC, Jamal Bowman, and Ilhan Omar, they should be telling you the same thing that I'm telling you right now. But they're not. They're endorsing Joe Biden and they're backing Joe Biden. So the next time they come to your town, you see them at an event, they have a town hall, maybe you pull up this information and ask them, why the hell are they backing people that are taking money from AIPAC and they have an event called Reject AIPAC? Make it make sense. I am not easily fooled. It's all over the damn place. All over the damn place. It's gotten to the point now, Ted Cruz, he got to come in and correct you about Rico. How you let Ted Cruz come in and correct you about Rico? This is a hot mess moment. Listen to this. This is in reference to the Hunter Biden case.
Is it your testimony today that you personally witnessed President Joe Biden commit a crime?
I believe the fact that he was sitting with me while I was putting together a
Did
business
you
deal-
witness the president commit a crime? Is it your testimony today?
Yes.
And what crime have you witnessed?
How much time do I have to go through it?
It is simple. You name the crime. Did you watch him steal something?
Corruption statutes, Rico and conspiracy.
What is the crime, sir?
You
Specifically.
you asked me to answer the question. I answered the question.
No.
Rico, you're obviously not familiar with corruption
Excuse
statutes.
me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Rico is not a crime. It is a category. What is
It's
the
a category of crimes that you're then charged.
You
under
have charges.
A long 100.
You have charges. Sir, please
Want me to name the exact statute under Rico?
Yes.
Well, it's funny. In this committee room, everyone's not here. There's over 8
All right, sir. I reclaim my
lawyers that went to law school.
I reclaim my
So Ted Cruz, of all people, Jesus Christ. This is bizarre. RICO, the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, is most assuredly a crime. It often results in massive felony sentences. And yet, AOC, eager to defend Joe Biden, insists it's not a crime. Lance said, I witnessed the president commit the crime of genocide. I think Ted Cruz was a lawyer. Yes. So he probably knows some of these laws, right? But this is wild. This is wild. But I had a question for you in the poll. Let's put up that poll, Eric, because I was curious. I got a little, my little Sabby senses started spinning. Did you know about AIPAC before October 7th? And I was curious to see about you guys. Did you know about AIPAC before October 7th? 1,588 votes. 76% of you said yes. 19% said no. And 5% said, what's AIPAC? You know what? I appreciate the 5% that just was like, what is AIPAC? I totally feel it. I appreciate you for being honest, because if you don't know, you don't know. But that's interesting. Over 76%. I thought it would have been a little bit higher. I thought it would have been like 80%, but I wasn't too far off. But that is interesting.